Yes, children. Let's go to the next topic. BSEPR theory. Okay. This Lewis concept, it was unable to explain the shapes of molecules. So Sidgwick and Powell in 1940 they proposed this theory based on the repulsive interactions of the electron pairs. Okay. See, each and every atom is surrounded by bond pairs and lone pairs, right? So because of the repulsive interactions of these electron pairs, this was further developed by Nyholm and Gillespie in the year 1957 regarding the shapes of different molecules. Now, in a quick recollection of memory, let us see if the number of electron pairs are only 2. Say A is an atom and it is surrounded by 2 pairs of electrons on either side. Then this is supposed to be a linear molecule and the examples are given. And if there are 3 electron pairs, like in the case of BF3, boron is surrounded by 3 fluorine atoms and it will be in a trigonal planar structure. And the bond angle will be 120 degrees. And in the case of methane, like carbon is surrounded by 4 hydrogen atoms and it remains in a tetrahedral geometry where the bond angle is 109.5 degree. Both NH4 plus and CH4, they have the same geometry. And PCl5, P is surrounded by 5 chlorine atoms, so that means 5 bond pairs. 5 valence electrons are there and 5 chlorine atoms are shared, so 5 bond pairs. And these 5 bond pairs, they are arranging themselves how? 3 in the plane and 1 pair above the plane and 1 pair below the plane. So when you join everything, you get a trigonal bipyramidal structure, that is a pyramid on top and a pyramid at the bottom. And what is the base? The base is trigonal. Okay, so you call it as trigonal bipyramidal and the example that's given is PCl5. Then you have octahedral where you have a square plane and there is 1 pair above the plane and 1 pair below the plane, and when you join you will get octahedral. Now why is the name octahedral? Hedra means face. Okay, so you will find that there are 8 faces. Now you consider a square and you are having the atoms, they are like this, isn't it? So like you can have these 2 arranged like this and 2 more. There are 4 points, isn't it, in the square. So all the 4 points are joined through one center. So you will have 4 faces above the plane and 4 faces below the plane. That is why it is octahedral. Hedra means face. So all these molecules, they are surrounded. The central atom is surrounded only by bond pairs. There is no lone pair in any of the central atom. Now if you consider the other examples, like in the case of AB2E. Now this E represents lone pair. A is the central atom. It is surrounded by 2 B atoms and 1 lone pair. Okay, 1 E means 1 lone pair. So there are 2 bond pairs and 1 lone pair and the arrangement is trigonal planar. Since the atoms are only 2 in number, you will have the shape to be bent. See, shape is given by considering only the bond pairs. If you consider both the bond pair and the lone pair, then what you call is geometry. The shape that you get is called as geometry, right? Otherwise, shape, if you consider, shape is only AB, AB. This is bent, right? That is what is for SO2 and O3. Then you have AB3E, that is A surrounded by 3 B atoms and 1 lone pair. Now in that case, it is trigonal pyramidal. Shape is trigonal pyramidal and the geometry is tetrahedral. Tetrahedral because there are 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So now together there are 4 electron pairs. So if there are 4 electron pairs, then the geometry would be tetrahedral. Regular tetrahedral means 109.5 degree. And if it is distorted, see, presence of lone pair will make the tetrahedral geometry a little distorted. The bond angle will not be equal to 109.5. Okay, and that is ammonia, right? Then AB to E2. AB2, that means 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. So here you can give the example of water. You know it very well. Oxygen is surrounded by 2 hydrogen and it is also having bent shape. And including the lone pairs and bond pairs, you are having 4 electron pairs. So the geometry is tetrahedral. It is not regular tetrahedral, it is distorted tetrahedral. Then AB4E, that is 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair, right? Here you can take the example of SF4. S is surrounded by 6 electrons. Out of the 6, 4 of them are shared with the 4 fluorine atoms and 1 lone pair is left. So total electron pairs are 5. 4 plus 1, 5. And this will have seesaw shape. And the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal because there are 5 electron pairs. Okay, 1 lone pair and 4 bond pairs. So together it is 5 and the shape geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Shape is seesaw. And then AB3E2, 3 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs, and this is again trigonal bipyramidal, and the shape is T shape. You just see here AB, B, is it not? This is like that of a T. And the example is ClF3. Cl is having 7 valence electrons. Out of the 7, 3 are in the bonded state. The rest 4 are in the form of 2 bond pairs. Okay, 2 bond pairs. And where these 2 bond pairs are placed, they are present in the trigonal plane, right? And you can't keep the lone pairs in any other position, that is above and below you cannot place it because of stability of the molecule. It is placed here so that they are at 120 degrees from each other. If you keep it above or below, then it would be at 90 degrees from the triangular plane, is it not? So that 90 degrees mein repulsion zyada hogi, stability of the molecule will be disturbed. That is why it is placed and in the triangular plane itself, where the bond angle is 120 degrees between them. Then you have AB5E, that is 5 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. The example is BRF5. BR is having 7 valence electrons. Out of the 7, 5 are in the bonded state, 1 lone pair is left, right? And that will give you octahedral geometry because basically there are 6 electron pairs and the shape is square pyramid. Then AB4E2, 4 plus 2, 6. XeF4. Xe is a noble gas. It's having 8 electrons. Out of the 8, 4 of them are in the bonded state and the rest 4 are present in the form of 2 lone pairs, right? And that will be having square planar shape and the geometry is octahedral because there are 6 electron pairs, is it not? 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs together is 6. 6 means octahedral, right? 5 means trigonal bipyramidal. 5, whether it is 3 plus 2 or 4 plus 1, it will be trigonal bipyramidal. And if it is 6, 5 plus 1 or 4 plus 2, then it will be octahedral. So this is about valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. You need to understand this very clearly. And then we have how this VSEPR theory came into existence because of the failure of Lewis structure. Lewis structure fails to explain the formation of chemical bond. Then it fails to explain why HH bond energy is different from FF bond energy. After all, it is a single bond. Why all bond energies are not same? That it was not able to explain. Then it does not give any idea about the shapes of polyatomic molecules. Okay, so because of all these things, this was abandoned and then came this VSEPR theory. And VSEPR theory, it gives the geometry of molecules and it has very limited applications. So to overcome the limitations of this VSEPR theory came valence bond theory and molecular orbital theory, which we are going to see. Okay, now let us briefly explain what is this VB theory or valence bond theory. Say for example, two hydrogen atoms are combining to form a bond among themselves. Okay. Now what happens? This hydrogen will try to come closer to this hydrogen, or this hydrogen comes closer to this hydrogen. Why? Because the nucleus of this hydrogen will attract the electrons of this hydrogen, or vice versa. The nucleus of this hydrogen will attract the electron of this hydrogen. So they will come closer to each other. Now when they come closer to each other, what happens is the electron of both the hydrogen atoms, they start repelling with each other. Okay. Now when they repel, what happens? The two hydrogen atoms try to move apart. And at one particular point of time, what happens? The attractive forces of the nucleus of one atom towards the electron of the other atom, they will be more than that of the repulsions between the electrons or the nuclei of the two atoms. So at that position, the two hydrogen atoms, they form a link among themselves, and that is what you call it as bond length. Attractive forces, they try to bring the atoms close to each other, and repulsive forces, they try to push them apart. But at one particular position, the attractive forces will overcome the repulsive forces and they stay in a bonded state. Now what are the attractive forces? What are the repulsive forces that I have given here? Is it not? Say for example, this is A, this is B. Nucleus of A attracting electrons of B. Nucleus of B attracting electrons of A. Then nucleus of A attracting electrons of A. अपनी ही electrons को भी attract करेगा. ये same way B will attract its own electron. So these are the attractive forces. And the nucleus of A repelling with nucleus of B, and electrons of A repelling with electrons of B. These are the repulsive forces. Okay? Right. So a stage is reached when the net force of attraction balances the force of repulsion, and they attain minimum energy state. This is what is most important. They attain a minimum energy state when the two hydrogen atoms are bonded to each other by means of a bond length of 74 picometer. At this length, what they say is there is interpenetration of atomic orbitals. That is, the orbital of this hydrogen and the orbital of this hydrogen, they overlap with each other, and thus a covalent bond is formed. Okay. Now here in the case of hydrogen, it is S-S overlap, and a hydrogen molecule is thus formed. Hydrogen, single bond hydrogen. This is formed. Same way you have PP overlap in the case of fluorine. Same way PP overlap in the case of chlorine. It is 2p with 2p in the case of fluorine, 3p 3p in the case of chlorine. Right? Okay.